Product review. Yeah, it's been a little while since I was sent a product from a company, and we got one coming in from Fifine or Fifine. Oh, I'm not sure how you pronounce the name. I should probably look into that. We got a nice little microphone coming in from them, and yeah, I thought we'd just jump on in. Now, I've been using the AT2035 with my combination of my Go XLR and the AT2035 for a long time. Audio-Technica 2035. And so I've been using them for a long time, but this microphone is a little bit different. It is more of like a podcaster style microphone. Maybe you set it on your desk, maybe mount it to an arm, but we're going to open it up, unbox it, check it out, listen to it, and kind of see if maybe this will take over as my my current microphone. So let's dive right on in. This is the Fifine K690. So what this thing actually kind of boasts is it has a couple different options here on the back end. I could show you, I'll do some little close-ups here for you, but we got a couple different pickup pattern types. So we got ourselves a cardioid, we got omni, bi-directional, and we got stereo pickup patterns for those of you guys that like maybe a little ASMR action, which I don't know, I'll try to do something like that here in a minute. But so supposedly this thing also delivers a slightly fuller, warmer, and clearer sound. I don't know what that's in comparison to, but still, that's good. Those are good things to say. We also got excellent sound quality, says right there on the box. It says a wide frequency response and handles high SPLS. What is SPLs? Basically, SPLS sounds like how much I can maybe yell into my microphone before it starts like getting crackly and peaking and stuff. So we'll see how that fares here in a minute. So on the other side, you got the front of the box, and it just says, understand your voice, better studio quality, articulation, and intelligibility. With this box right here, it's actually pretty weighty. It actually weighs 2.16 pounds in your hand, and that's with the stand, or without the stand, it's only 0.86 pounds. So a lot of it goes into the stand, and that's just to keep it from falling over and whatnot. So we're gonna go ahead and open this bad boy up and do a little unboxing session. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide this box out of the cardboard sleeve we got here. So it looks like we just got ourselves a nice little box. Ooh, I like the red on the inside, man. That's nice. Ooh. On the inside, right off the bat, we get ourselves a little instruction guide, a user guide actually. So that's this thing right here. You also get a little thank you, I don't know, it kind of looks like a bookmark almost, but it looks like you're just putting this right into your computer via the USB, and then you're just setting it to make sure that you're using that as your main source. Pretty simple. We'll get to that here in a minute. On the inside, we do got ourselves a nice little foam pad right here. Open that bad boy up. Look at that, man. That looks pretty in there, man. I like it. I like it. So inside, it looks like we got ourselves a little mounting arm right here. It goes to some sort of smaller, what looks like maybe a 1/4 pin. Also inside, you got this little box. Let's see what this thing is. Now I assume this is maybe where the cable lives. We do have ourselves a little, what looks like USB 2.0 to USB. It's the Mini B USB cable. Now I haven't seen these in a minute, man. I actually have one on an old charger of mine, but kind of weird to see that. But hey, it doesn't matter. Lastly, you have the microphone itself, nice little tight fit, and there you have it, our microphone chilling right there. Now again, this is the Fifine K690, and on the bottom already I can already see we have that little mounting pin. So if we do want to mount this to a shock mount or a microphone arm, it looks like you can screw this little adapter in here and then kind of mount that to your boom arm of choices. Then on the bottom, you also have a little headphone out so you can monitor your microphone if you choose to. And then you also have the USB Mini B input on the bottom there. And then you got a couple buttons here on the front. It looks like we do have ourselves a nice little maybe mute microphone button here. We got ourselves a headphone volume on the back end side and on the front. I don't know if you can call that a front or not. This thing does do omnidirectional as well as stereo, so we'll take a look at that in a hot minute. But you do on the front here have a little switch. That's cardio, omnidirectional, bi-directional, and stereo. So yeah, keep that in mind. You got the little switches right here, so you can maybe just pop right to where you want. And then you also have what looks like maybe just a microphone input volume level thing on the front here. I try to keep things nice and simple, man. I'm not here to kind of talk tech with you guys and like how this stuff works. I could show you guys how the pickup patterns work, but I'll kind of just give you a general idea of what each one of these kind of things do to keep it simple. I'm not here to bore you with what bi-directional and omni and cardioid and all that kind of stuff is actually doing technically, but I'll give you kind of an idea here in a minute. So the little stand here does have these little knobs, and I think that's just to keep it so if I do tighten them, it'll kind of lock it into place. Not bad. I mean, it looks nice standing on on a desk or something like that, you know, looks pretty good. Kind of leave that maybe something like that, or I'm not sure which style you would kind of go for in terms of which side you want to talk into, but I guess it comes down to which microphone selection you kind of choose, whether that be the omnidirectional or whatever you're doing. So, you know, if you're trying to do a little podcast, you're trying to get that stereo microphone going on, you know, you might be sitting here, your friend might be sitting on the other side, both talking into the mic, and maybe if it's just you, maybe you kind of angle it up a little bit, kind of have it facing up a little bit, and just kind of go into that cardioid mode. Maybe that will kind of be better for you. So pretty cool. I like the stand. It feels really robust. I like the weightiness of it. It feels very professional, and I'm assuming this is trying to kind of combat, you know, Blue Yetis and whatnot. It has the very similar kind of feel and look to it, and bulkiness of it, but it doesn't feel, the microphone itself is not too heavy, but the stand is very sturdy, so I think that'll kind of sit in her desk and just live there and be kind of nice. Okay, I just literally recorded for, I want to say, like 20 minutes to myself, and no one could hear me. That's my fault. All right, I forgot to hit record. I stopped recording. It doesn't matter. I messed up. I gotta record everything again. And we're gonna go ahead and take this microphone away. I'm gonna mute it, and I put on these headphones so I can actually listen to the Fifine 690 here in my hand. And again, I'm just gonna go ahead and place this down, and we're gonna cycle through all the different settings. Now again, just be warned that this has no filters on it. It has no compression, no nothing. I'm just gonna give it to you guys raw as possible. You can get the best idea of how this actually sounds to you guys, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and mute this microphone. And now we are actually inside of the Fifine K90. So this is what the K90 sounds like. Now for me, I put on headphones in the bottom side of this thing. It has a little headphone jack, the little 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So yeah, I'm just using this literally raw. There's no filter, so if I were to get too close and pop my P's, it would be too loud and I might end up peaking your ears. Now, in post, I might turn the volume down on that. I don't want to hurt your ears while you're listening. I can boost the microphone gain with the little wheel on the backside here, so as I do that, you start to hear more and more of my space. Maybe not ideal for the normal person. Now, this is the cardioid version, or the cardioid selection, so the way that this is capturing is everything kind of towards me and kind of a little bit to the sides is captured, but you can see if I turn this thing around, it's way more bassy. Last time I recorded this, I spoke into this side of it, and I didn't realize I was doing that. It was the first time I heard the mic, so I thought this was normal. To leave it on this side, this sounds pretty good to me. I'm gonna go ahead and dial back down that setting. Now, anytime somebody gets a microphone and anytime somebody's trying to get the best sound out of their microphone, the best suggestion I can give you is to get close, dial that gain down, and I get nice and close. You see how much better this may sound, right? Like, this is more catered towards the person that wants that perfect, for that kind of podcasty microphone. Now, I'm kind of talking away from the microphone so I don't hit it with the P's. Now that's what the usually you would get a pop filter for that, but I'm trying to talk kind of past the mic a little bit, but still talk at it. It's kind of hard to explain. The more you can dial down those gains, the better it can sound when you do get close. Now, I could up the gain a little bit here to kind of compensate so you guys could hear a little bit more, but again, the more I dial up this gain, the more you're going to start to hear everything in this room, and it starts to get a little weird. You know what I mean? This is too much. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants to hear me playing with my jacket. Nobody wants to hear me touching a box or some papers. So if I dial down that setting and bring the mic closer and closer and closer, you can see that I'm dialing down the microphone input, but I'm still, maintaining a nice sound. Now, again, you would need a pop filter to avoid the sounds, but still. So this is the cardioid version of this microphone. I'm gonna go ahead and dial up the microphone a little bit here, switch to the backside, and we're gonna switch this over to the omnidirectional. Now, when I switch to omnidirectional, it's trying to pick up everything all around me. So as I kind of talk around this thing, you can kind of see that it's kind of uniformed. It's not really changing too much, other than you can kind of hear my hand here. This is the omnidirectional, and again, I could turn the microphone down a little bit, get nice and close, and maybe this is kind of like you want to pick up everything in the space, so maybe that's something that you want. Next, we're actually going to switch up to the bi-directional. Now, that's catered towards people who like to maybe do like a podcast style, situation. If I switch this over to the bi-directional mode, So now we're in the bi-directional mode, and this is for maybe somebody who's talking on either side at a desk. And so maybe, you know, my wife and I were thinking about doing a podcast. We haven't done it yet, but so maybe this would be me talking on this side, and then her. Maybe she would be over on this side talking into this side. Now that sounds very, it sounds pretty much the same. One's got a little bit more kind of bass to it. One's a little bit more trebly, but that's just me kind of hearing it. I can hear more treble on this side, which is the front side of the microphone, versus the back side, which has a little bit more bass to it. So maybe I would give this to her side. I would take maybe the more treble, so it would kind of be balanced out, maybe with her voice being a little bit higher pitched than mine. Now here's where it gets a little weird, okay? This is where you get into the version that they have in here, which is stereo mode, and this mode. So this is the stereo mode, and this is where things get a little bit weird. Now this is catered towards on their user manual here. They're gonna say that it's catered towards ideally for recording acoustics, guitar, and choir, but it's to get the most realistic sound image. So this actually is kind of like, if you ever seen those ASMR videos and whatnot, you can actually start to talk in one side of your ear and then maybe the other side of the ear. It's a little weird when I do this because ASMR has never been a thing that I've enjoyed, but some people like this. So that's up to you if you want that. Yeah. So again, I'm not using any kind of filters or anything like that. There's no pop filter. There's no compressor. There's no nothing on this microphone. Again, let me go ahead and turn it around back to the other side, and you can kind of just hear how this sounds raw. I didn't want to apply any filters. I kind of wanted to, you know, show this to you guys how you would receive it if you were to make this purchase. Now, I kind of like it. I think it's kind of nice. Would I stick with it? I'm not sure. I'm really used to using my my Go XLR and utilizing you know, my setup that I already have, which I'm really into. And again, if I swap back over, you can hear just how different it sounds when I swap over. So let me go ahead and mute this microphone. And now we're back on the AT2035. So you can see how much more like I've dialed this microphone in for my settings. Now I could maybe do that with this microphone, and right out of the box, this is pretty good. Again, it's USB and it's not XLR, so I won't be able to use it with my Go XLR. And that's my biggest downside with USB microphones today. Now I really like my Go XLR. It has a lot more features for me that I like. But maybe for you, maybe you like to hear it a little bit differently. Maybe you don't care to hear your own your microphone in your ears, or you know, the Go XLR is just a very different setup. Now, this microphone is really nice, and I actually might start using this for podcasting and kind of whatnot that my wife and I have been talking about for a while, which I'll keep you guys in the loop about if we get to that point. It's actually pretty cool. It's totally different from my normal stuff, so get excited for that if it ever comes out. But that's it, man. That's the end of this review. I like it. I think it's really nice. If you guys are looking for a USB microphone, this might be the one for you. It's beautiful. It feels good. It feels robust. It feels slick. It feels modern. It feels something that's of high quality, and that's what it really comes down to in the end. Is you want that high quality sound as well as the high quality feel to it, so it feels like you're holding something that's way more expensive than it actually is. And yeah, I'm happy, and thank you to Fifine for sending this over to me. And yeah, so they sent, just keep that in mind. I'm not being paid for this review. They just sent me the microphone for me to give a raw input on. Again, I like this microphone. I think it's really nice, and I would recommend it to the person who wants a USB microphone and wants a lot of different uses out of their microphone rather than just the cardioid that you might have already purchased or might be thinking about purchasing. So nice to have that omnidirectional sound, bidirectional sound, stereo sound, all that stuff, man. Really, really cool. And if you're an ASMR streamer, maybe this is your next microphone. Anyways, thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate it. I'll catch you guys on the next gear review. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. It'd be great. More reviews in the future. Okay, bye.